Hey, fabulous people. Okay, so I just wanted to get on here real quickly and talk about something. I know that you all noticed that the tax scam bill actually passed. Now, let me just explain something to you guys so that you can just make sure that if you're panicking about this, that you're not. Now, I was a proponent of them passing it. And the reason why I thought that they should pass it was because I felt that it would have catastrophic consequences for them. And I wanted people to actually finally see what their actual policies are like. See, because what they're doing right now is benefiting from an Obama economy. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Do your own research. It's an Obama's economy. There are no policies or legislation. This is the first real legislation you're going to see whether or not how it shifts the economy. There's never been any real legislation. There's nothing that has changed by Republicans that would make this economy boom the way it is. It's a continuation of a growing economy that was growing under President Obama. Period. There's no policies yet, but when you get their budget, etc., then you can start seeing what's going to transpire. But now with this tax bill, these people that still support Trump, which is like 10 to 15 or 20% of the population, they always say it's like 30%. I don't believe that at all. I'm saying 10 to 15%. We need them to understand you are the people who are going to suffer the most. The smart ones who no longer support him anymore, those are the people who understand how these policies and stuff like that work. They understand the importance of these alliances we have abroad and how him embarrassing us on an international stage, how that matters. And they understand some of these things, and that's the reason why a lot of them are leaving. But there's still this very fierce part of his base that think that the economy and stuff like that is booming because of something he did. And if you ask them, what has he done that has caused this economy to boom? They can't tell you. They'll just be like, he got rid of regulations. It's like, okay, stop. Okay? Just stop. This is Obama's economy. So anyway, if you're feeling badly about it, I get it. It's a terrible bill. It's a horrific bill. But this is the truth. The problem, politics is a sport. And if you want to see change in Washington, you want to effectuate change somehow, you have to play the game. If you want to get the trophy, you got to be able to play. And the problem right now is that, a lot of times Democrats don't know how to play the game. Republicans do know how to play the game. The problem is that they lost this time. See, just because you know how to play doesn't mean you're going to win. And they didn't win this one. See, people talk about it as a Trump accomplishment. This is not an accomplishment. It's like saying that, somebody who robbed a place and got away with it, that's one of their accomplishments. No, that's not an accomplishment. Especially when you promised people so many things that were going to be in that bill that weren't there. You lied to your entire base. So they need to feel these policies. They need to actually feel how much of a con artist he is. They need to be able to, and the only way they're going to be able to feel these things is when they start to feel the policies. See, when they start pulling the things, because next thing they're going for are entitlements. When they start, ripping away entitlements and stuff like that from the rural, poor, white, people over there in these like rural areas, when they start doing that, that base is going to feel it. And that's when you're going to start to see more of an exodus than you see now. And so the only way for this to happen is that sometimes you got to let some of these things slide. You just got to let them. And I was one of those people who said, and I was in the minority. That's why I'm probably one of the only people today that I've talked to that's not upset. I'm one of the people today that's like, yes, I'm glad it happened because I want to play to win. I feel like we're at war to save the democracy of this country. So I have no time for the little pussiness. I just don't anymore. So for me, I want to play to win. And the only way you win is, it's not enough to just be like, we're running against the imposter in the White House. You have to be able to show, look, it's not just that you have a terrible, horrific president, but it's also the fact that their policies are trash. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the difference between us and them. This is what we're going to do for you, where you're really going to get money back in your pocket. This is how we're going to make the economy grow. This is how we're going to make sure that there are more jobs. What they've done to the economy is this. That'll never happen if they continue to benefit from a Democrat economy. Let them go institute their policies. We've seen this before. We've been there. This is what happened. You go from Bill Clinton, beautiful economy, booming economy, literally jobs everywhere, jobs, too many jobs. Then you get into George Bush where they go start bombing the whole globe. And then next thing you know, the United States is at war. It didn't even take him long to decide to do that, but it took him a couple years before he basically destroyed the United States, and the economy. But the thing is, this is the kind of stuff we've been there before. So the thing is, sometimes, and it's terrible because I know that there are going to be some people who are really going to suffer because of some of the stuff that they're doing. But I'm hoping that if we wisen up, in 2018, we make sure that the Democrats take back the House. It's not because I'm happy with the Democrats, because I'm really not. They need to learn how to fight. They just don't fight. They just don't play the game. And the thing is, it's time to play the game. I mean, look what they did to Senator Franken. You pushed him out, you gained nothing from it. Now you have a Republican that's going to be running in Minnesota. So now Minnesota's up for play, a seat that you had that was safe. So you might have just lost the Senate seat because you want to take the moral high ground. But there is no moral high ground in a country right now that would elect the imposter in the White House. Nobody cares about morality, obviously. So there was really no logical reason to do that. So the problem with the Democrats is that they don't know how to play the game. They don't really understand how to play the game. And they're too busy concerned about how people are going to perceive them. So the thing is, they get out there and they make a little bit of noise. They tweet out some stuff. They do a press conference, say this is an abomination. But that's about as far as they're going to really go. But the one thing they will never do is do the kind of thing that Republicans just did. They'll never do it because they'd be too afraid to do it. They're not going to rush a bill through that nobody actually has even read, where they don't even understand what the bill is. They would never do that. They're not going to rush in a bill that's politically suicidal, where you have a 26% to 29% approval rating. That's political suicide to even support a bill like that. Most rational people in government would never support that. Anybody in Congress should have never supported that bill. Anybody who did is going to regret it because it's going to have catastrophic consequences for them at the ballot box. So the thing is, this is one of those things I look at long term. A lot of these things can be reversed. The only thing that can't be reversed right now are these judicial appointments that are just a disaster that he's appointing all over the place. These are lifetime appointments. That's the thing I think people should also be concerned about. But this tax bill, let it go through. Don't feel sad about it. Don't be like, look, this is not a win. Winning is when you did what you promised. At the end of the day, you fulfilled what you needed to fulfill and you enriched people's lives. That's winning. You don't win just because you could rush a bill through. That's not winning. So there was nothing accomplished here. It's a loss, literally, for them. While they loot the rest of the country, because that's what they're doing. They're looting the country. But you think that people aren't recognizing? The only thing right now is that there haven't been elections. If you go look at the polls are catastrophic for Republicans right now. Millennials, 69% of millennials now are favoring Democrats. 69%. Okay? There was a trend that was going towards the imposter in the White House. They've lost that. Then you have more and more people now, over a majority of the people think that he's doing a horrific job as president. And then, just go look at all the polls that have come out. And then there's another one that came out and said that he has I think it was an 18% of the country thought that he was moving the country in the right direction. I mean, come on. These are horrific numbers. You don't pass a bill the way that they did in this climate like that. You'll never be forgiven. None of you. So the thing is, cheer up. If you're feeling bad, don't feel bad. I'm telling you, revenge is a dish best served cold. And believe me, Democrats are going to get revenge in 2018.